Welcome, I'm Josh with BassBuzz. Learning your bass fretboard notes can feel totally overwhelming. But what if you're jamming with a guitarist, and then they say, I'm playing a C chord, to an F chord, to a G chord, back to F? How are you supposed to know where to find the right notes? I'm going to give you an easy way to get started with understanding your fretboard so that you can handle situations like this and more. Let's do it! When you're trying to learn your fretboard, a bass teacher will usually show you a chart that looks like this. And then your brain explodes and you die. Instead of hitting you with all that at once, let's skip the theory that you don't need right now and focus on the notes that really matter, the money notes. In this lesson, we're focusing on the first 4 frets only, and they're called the money notes because that's what we bass players really get paid to play. I'm not making any money right now. Yes, learning the rest of the neck matters too, but you can play most bass lines in this area, and knowing these notes means you'll be able to survive at jam sessions when people are calling out chords at you. And we're actually going to do that together later, but first we're going to go through 4 steps to get you jam ready. The English alphabet has 26 letters, but the musical alphabet only has 12 notes, so this should be easy, right? The best way to visualize the musical alphabet is on a piano keyboard. So there are 12 notes, 7 on the white keys and 5 on the black keys. We name the white key notes with letter names, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then we loop around back to A, and we would just keep looping from there. So as we go up to higher sounding notes, we go forwards through the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. And as we go down to lower sounding notes, we go reverse through the alphabet. A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Easy enough, right? But what do we do about these black keys? We already used up the letter names on the white keys, so we're going to use a concept called sharps and flats to help us move those letter names around. So if I go to a D on the piano, which is one of the white keys, if I want to raise that D to the next note, I'm going to call it D sharp, which looks like a little hashtag. And if I want to lower that D to the next black key, I'm going to call it D flat, which looks like a little letter B. So sharp raises the note, flat lowers the note. Or if we go to a G on the piano, same thing. If I go up from the G, I get G sharp. If I go back to G and then go down, I get G flat. Sharp raises, flat lowers. Here's the part that confuses people sometimes. That means that each black key can have 2 names, okay? So if we go back to that note that we called D flat earlier. So we go to D, we lower the D, that gives us D flat. But what if we went to C and then raised the C? Then that same key would be called C sharp. So that key right there can be D flat or C sharp. If we think of it as lowering a D, it's D flat. If we think of it as raising a C, it's C sharp. 2 names, 1 note. So let's go through the alphabet from the beginning. So we'll start on A, then we go up to the black key, so that's going to be called A sharp. And then we go to the next white key, which is B, the next letter in the alphabet. And then what are we going to do? There's no black key between these 2 notes, right? So that next note is just C. So there's no black key between B and C. So we keep going, C, raise that to C sharp, then we're on D, and raise that to D sharp, and then we're on E, and now again, no black key, so we end up going straight to the next letter, which is F. So these 2 spots are very important because there are no black keys here between B and C, and between E and F. Otherwise, this alphabet is symmetrical. So you can remember that there are no black keys between these particular notes because they really like each other and they wanted to stay extra friendly and buddied close. E to F, B to C, extra friendly and buddied close. Mnemonic device. Let's put that all together and then we'll actually start checking it out on the bass. So do this with me. I'm going to go slow so you can say your answers before I say them and you kind of test yourself that way because this is really important, okay? So we start on A and then if we raise A to that black key, it's called A sharp, right? Sharps raise a note. Next white key is the next letter in the alphabet, which is B. And then what do? We go straight to the next letter because there's no black key. So that's C. Then we raise C to C sharp. And then next white key is D. Raise the D to D sharp. Next white key is E. Then what's the next key? It's another white key, so it's another letter, which is F. Then we raise the F to F sharp. Then we're on G, and then we raise the G, what do we get? G sharp, and then what's next? We loop through the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, back to A. Okay, well, let's do the same thing in reverse. Now we're going to think about lowering the notes instead of raising them. So we're up on that higher A, we're going to lower it to that black key. What's that going to be called? A flat, right? Flat is when you lower a note. And then we're on the next white key, which will be G, and then we lower that to G flat. And then we're on the next letter, which is F, right? We're going reverse alphabetical because we're going to lower notes. Now what happens? There's no black key, so we go straight from F to E because they're extra friendly, F to E, E to F. And then we're on E, we lower the E, we're on E flat, and then the next white key is D. What happens if we lower D? We get D flat. And then the next key down is C, and then what happens? We go straight to B because they're close buddies, buddied close. Mnemonic device. Okay, so we're on B, we lower the B, what do we get? We get a B flat, and then we're back to A where we started. Nice work. Now would be a good time to click subscribe and then click the bell so that you get notified when new lessons come out. Now let's take what we just learned and actually apply it to the bass. To find your bass fretboard notes, first you need to know the names of your open strings. The standard way to tune a bass is E, A, D, G. So E is the biggest, fattest string closest to your face, and then the next one over is A, and then D, and then G. E, A, D, G. If you want to remember this with another silly mnemonic device, all you have to do is remember to eat and drink grapes. Let's see if you've really got that. I'm going to play and point to the strings and you tell me the names. Okay, how about this one? Did you say it out loud? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Okay, E string, right? Okay, how about this? That's the D, eat and drink. Okay, how about the smallest one that's furthest away from you? G string, eat and drink grapes. And what's left? Process of elimination tells you this is the A string. Okay, let's do that again, but faster. Tell me as fast as you can. This string, go. G string, this string, E string, this string, D string, this string, A string. Great, you're certified in your open strings knowledge now. Back to the money notes. We're going to take a break from sharps and flats and just find the naturals, the plain letter names, in our money zone, which is the first 4 frets. So remember on piano, the smallest distance we can travel is 1 piano key. So if we're on A, the next closest note above that is A sharp, and then the next closest note above that is B, next one is C, so the smallest distance we can move is 1 piano key. That's the same distance that you travel by moving 1 fret on your bass. So if I play an open A string, and I go up 1 fret to the first fret, I'm on an A sharp. If I go up another fret, that's just like moving up another piano key, and I'm on a B. And if we go again, we go straight to C because there's no black key there. So the only difference is that you can't see the white and black keys on the bass, but 1 fret equals 1 piano key of movement. So we're going to try to memorize 3 natural notes per string, and that'll give you the starting point you need to be able to find any note in a jam session situation. So our 3 notes on the E string are E, F, and G. E is the open string, you already know that one. And then our F is on the first fret because they're extra friendly, so they're right next to each other, E and F. And then we go to the 3rd fret for G because there is a black key between F and G. We just can't see it because they're invisible on the bass. So E, open string, F, 1st fret, G on the 3rd fret. Okay, pop quiz. What's the name of the note on the 3rd fret? It's a G, right? What about the open string? It's E, and the 1st fret is F. E, F, G. Okay, let's move to the A string. Now we're going to learn A, B, and C. So our open string is A, and then for B we go to the 2nd fret, and then for C we go to the 3rd fret. Those are right next to each other, right? Buddied close, no black key. So A open string, B on the 2nd fret, C on the 3rd fret. Okay, pop quiz. What's the 2nd fret of the A string called? B, right? Because it's 1 black key away. So we got A, then a black key, and then B, which is the next white key. And then where's C? Right there on the 3rd fret, right next to B. Okay, let's do a little quiz on what we got so far. So what are the 3 notes on the E string? We've got the open E, and then our next note is F, and where is that? 1st fret. And then the next note is G, which is on the 3rd fret. Okay, I know it might seem a little silly to answer these questions out loud when you're just talking at your screen, but it's really helpful, and it's important to make sure that you know these on your own without me just telling you the answers. Okay, so E, F, G on the E string, and then what about the A string? The open string is A, we know that. Okay, where's B? It's on the 2nd fret, right? And then where's C? 3rd fret. So open E, 1st fret F, 3rd fret G, open A, 2nd fret B, 3rd fret C. D string time. We're gonna have D, E, and F on this string. So D is the open string, and then for E, where do you think we're gonna go? 2nd fret, right? Because we gotta skip over the black key that's between D and E. And then F will be, where do you think it's gonna be? 3rd fret or 4th fret? It's gonna be on the 3rd fret because those two notes are extra friendly, so there's no black key between them. D, E, F, open string, E on the 2nd fret, F on the 3rd fret. And let's move right to the G string, which is going to be G, A, B. So G is the open string, and then A will be on the 2nd fret, and B will be up on the 4th fret. It's our first 4th fret note. Okay? So G, 2nd fret is A, 4th fret is B. Okay, I'm going to test you on those now because this is the foundation of being able to find notes for a jam session or just for playing a bass line. Okay, so first let's go through them in order the way we just learned them together. So first is the E string. What are the 3 notes on that string? E, and then F, and then what? G. And those are on the open string. 1st fret is F, and then G is on the 3rd fret. Okay, so next string over from E is A, right? Eat and drink grapes. So open A, and then what are the other notes on that string? A, B, and C, right? We're just going sequentially through the alphabet. So A is on the open string. Where's the B? 2nd fret. And where's the C? 3rd fret. Okay, so E, F, G, A, B, C. Now what are the 3 notes on the D string? D, E, F, right? Just continuing through the alphabet. So D is the open string, and then where's the E? 2nd fret. And where's the F? 3rd fret. Nice. And last, what's the name of our last string? Eat and drink grapes. It's the G string. Okay, and what are our notes on the G string? G, A, and B, right? Cycling through the alphabet. G, we finish, we loop around back to A, and then B. Okay, so where's the A? 2nd fret, and then where's the B? 4th fret. Great. Okay, final test. I'm gonna go in random order. You're gonna call these out to me when I ask you questions. Okay, so where is the C on the A string? 3rd fret, right? A, B, C. Okay, how about an F on the E string? 1st fret. Okay, so I'm on the 4th fret of the G string. What's the name of that note? G, A, B. Yes. Okay, what about the 2nd fret on the D string? It's an E. And let's see, how about find me a G on the E string? 3rd fret, right? Awesome. So why are we stopping at 3 naturals per string? Why don't we do 4? Well, check it out. So we go E, F, G on the E string. The next natural note would be the A on the 5th fret, but that's the same note as our open A string. And same thing if we keep going. We go A, B, C on the A string, right? And then we would go to D, would be the next natural note, which would be on the 5th fret. But that's the same note as the open D string. And if we keep going, D, E, F on the D string, next natural note on that string would be G on the 5th fret, but that's the same note as the open G string. So the 5th fret of the E string is the same as the open A, 5th fret of the A is the same as the open D, and 5th fret of the D is the same as the open G. So you've already got those notes in your bag, so you don't need to memorize them now unless you want an extra challenge. All right, time to fill in the gaps and put the rest of those money notes in your wallet. Okay, so remember on the piano keyboard how we got to the sharps and flats? We start on a letter name like G, and if we raise G, then we get to G sharp. And if we lower G, then we get to G flat, and that's by moving one piano key in either direction. One piano key up is G sharp, one piano key down is G flat. It's the exact same thing on bass. So find me a G on the E string. Where is that? 3rd fret, right? Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing we did on the piano. If we go up 1 fret, then we get a G sharp. If we go back to G on the 3rd fret, and then we go down 1 fret, we get a G flat. And that's it, that's all you have to do. So using the naturals that you started memorizing, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, you can find any note in the first 4 frets using this method. So what if we find a B on the A string? Where is that? 2nd fret, right? So what if we want a B flat? Then we just go down a fret, right? Okay, so we go back to B on the 2nd fret. What if we go up from B? Then we're on C, right? It's not B sharp because those notes are buddied close. E to F, B to C, extra friendly, buddy close, no black keys there. Okay, last thing we're gonna do before we jam together is I'm gonna test you on finding the sharps and flats in the money zone, okay? So first find me an A on the G string. 2nd fret, right? Now what if you want an A sharp, where would you go? Up to the 3rd fret, right? So A sharp's on the 3rd fret. What if we want an A flat? We go to the 1st fret. Okay, another one. How about find me an F on the D string? 3rd fret, right? Okay, now find me an F sharp. Where'd you go? Up a fret to the 4th fret, yeah? Okay, back to F on the 3rd fret. Now find me an F flat. Wait, there is no F flat, Josh. That's right, because E to F, F to E, B to C, C to B. There are no black keys. They're extra friendly and they're buddied close. Okay, one more. Find me a B on the A string. 2nd fret, and now find me a B flat. 1st fret. Nice. Okay, one more. So find me a G sharp on the E string. Now, we might not have G sharp memorized at this point, but we know G, right? Where's the G? 3rd fret of the E string. Now, what do we do to get to G sharp? We just go up a fret to the 4th fret, and that's your G sharp. Great, you are ready to jam. Let's do this. So I'm gonna play C, F, and G chords. It's gonna sound like this. Just listen for now. Even though the guitar player is playing chords, on bass we usually follow along just by playing one note at a time. So we just need to find a C, an F, and a G, and we'll be all set to jam with this progression. So where can we find a C in our money zone? This is one of the notes we talked about, right? So if I just go through sequentially, E, F, G, A, B, C. There's a C. I found one on the 3rd fret of the A string. Okay, so I got C, and now I need an F. Where's an F? We just found one, right? 1st fret of the E string. But there was another F in our money zone. Do you remember where that was? E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. There it is, 3rd fret of the D string. So if you're a beginner and you're not sure which one of these Fs you should play, just pick the lower one. That's always the safest choice as a bass player, is pick the lower note. Okay, so we've got our C on the 3rd fret of the A string and our F on the 1st fret of the E string. Now we need a G. Where can we find a G? There are 2 Gs in our money zone. Do you remember where both of those are? First one is the 3rd fret of the E string, but we also have the open G string. So we got 2 different Gs to pick from. Again, because we want to play it safe, we're going to pick the lower sounding one, which is the 3rd fret of the E string. So all together are 3 notes. We got C on the 3rd fret of the A string, F on the 1st fret of the E string, and G on the 3rd fret of the E string. Okay, let's jam. So just play one note per bar. I'll call out the chords to you before they change, and you'll get it after a couple passes. And I'll even join you on bass over in the alternate universe to help you get started. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, starting on C. Going to F. Going to G, G. Back to F, F. Going back to C, C. Back to F, F. Go to G, G. Then F. Then same thing again. Great work. Now let's do that one more time, just you and me with no bass track from the alternate dimension to help you out. Here we go. 1, 2, start on C. To F. To G, G. Back to F. And just repeat that. You can try your own rhythms if you want to, or you can just stay on those one note per bar plucks. Awesome job. Click like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe if you want more free bass lessons. Are there any other tips or tricks that helped you learn the fretboard? Share them in the comments to help your fellow bass players, and I'll see you next time. Whoa, you're not ready to leave yet. First you need to click over here and subscribe to get all the latest free bass lessons coming at you. And you can also click on the video preview over there if you're ready for another one of said bass lessons right now. Party on, Wayne.